Hey, welcome back everybody. So let's dive in. We're gonna talk about some recipes that hopefully you guys can walk away from, where you can maybe use some things that we've already put together. We've got a professional chef that we have put these things together. So from our kitchen to yours, hopefully that'll be helpful. Before we dive into those, I do want to talk about one other component that that occurs over this time frame, and that's less to do with gluten and more to do with excessive carb intake. This is something that's common during this time frame is the excessive quantities of carbs, the potatoes, even some of the grain-free bread options that contain heavy amounts of cassava, heavy amounts of tapioca. Look, I'm not saying you can't have these or that you shouldn't try to use these to bake with. I'm just saying be very careful. One of the things that we see every year after the holiday season is the excessive quantity of carbohydrates, including alcohol and sugars, leads to yeast overgrowth in people who imbibe to such a great degree. So they're coming in, they've got major yeast overgrowth, and that, remember, yeast proteins, there's proteins inside of yeast or that yeast produce. They're called hyphal wall proteins that can mimic gluten. So a yeast overgrowth in somebody with gluten sensitivity can create a lot of reactions and create a lot of problems. So just be aware, you can overdo the carbohydrates. It's one of the reasons why myself personally, I try to pick a couple of days during Thanksgiving where I know I'm going to eat more than what I would typically eat. I know I'm probably going to eat more carbs than what I might typically eat, but those are the 2 days that I give myself, and outside of that, I try to get right back, snap right back to kind of a regular day. And just, family's still there, so you can spend time with family, but it doesn't have to be a celebratory self-termination with food, right? So again, just want to make you aware that increased carbohydrate intake can become a major problem if you don't kind of keep it in check. So let's throw up some recipes here. These are some of our favorites, really. So, and I'm going to post these links for you down in the feed. So one of them is our pumpkin pie, and we have a couple of different options with this one. You can use our warrior bread. We have a pie crust recipe with that, or you could make this without any crust at all. We actually have done it both ways in my household, but if you like pumpkin pie, this is a classic for Thanksgiving. I want to share our recipe with you. We're going to pump that into the feed for you. Another one of the classic favorites is just fresh homemade apple pie, and so we've got a really good recipe for that one as well. And hopefully if we'll put that link up for you as well. Hopefully if you have this at Thanksgiving, it'll get you, again, this year grain-free. Every one of these recipes are grain-free. Every one of these recipes are sugar-free, and they're also dairy-free. So if you're following kind of a more restricted diet than just a grain-free diet, they're going to fit your needs. Then we have the lemon bar recipe up here on the top right that we'll also put in that feed for you. These are absolutely fabulous. You're using fresh lemon zest to make those. So again, some of our holiday favorites. Now, one of the things that I used to miss a lot at Thanksgiving was a dinner roll. And so we had our chef put together dinner rolls that actually are softer and chewier, and they don't taste like bricks. A lot of your gluten-free rolls, a lot of your gluten-free bread products are horrific and terrible. We've got a fantastic dinner roll recipe for you. This is a good one to take. Like, it's easy to bake, easy to take with you. They stay fresh for several days, so you can get good use. They don't just, they keep for several days, is my point. And then we got deviled eggs, another one you can take with you. And these are dairy-free deviled eggs. We actually have an avocado dip that we're using in them. So if you're following a ketogenic diet as well, they match that perfectly well. So high protein, high fat on these grain-free deviled eggs as an option. And so again, we'll put that up for you. And then we also have pumpkin spice muffins. So again, if you like a nice dessert, a nice pumpkin flavor, these are designed to fit that taste bud for you. And then our last one here is a breadcrumb. That was one of the big kind of requests that we got, was how do you make breadcrumbs, like for stuffing, turkey stuffing, if you're going to do some of your own stuffing, breadcrumbs like croutons for salads and other recipes. So we've got a recipe for you for a grain-free breadcrumb, tastes delicious. So those are the ones that we're going to put up in the feed and share with you. Hey, don't forget to check out the rest of the series right here. Make sure you hit subscribe below. And as always, thanks for tuning in.